Well, this is Barry Donaldson for another edition of Success Talk. I am so excited today. We have had an incredible weekend out here in Chicago. We've had some of the best speakers in the world. We had people come in our studio at our conference center this weekend that changed the lives of hundreds of people. And I knew I was going to do that one day. I said, I'm going to have the best and the brightest people come into this facility to change the lives of people who want their lives changed. And today, I have the pleasure of introducing a gentleman, an international networking phenomenon. This is an American businessman who knows business, especially business of people from African descent. This guy is an incredible entrepreneur, an incredible networker, an author, a speaker, a motivator. I mean, he holds one of the most incredible networking conferences in the world. And guess where he is? He's standing here in my studio. I'm so excited to have him here. His name is Mr. George Fraser. Hey, George, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, Barry. Good to be with you. What a day we had, huh?
What a
weekend. Yes, indeed. And I was so happy that you selected me and my good friend Les Brown and others to participate. And, thank you. I mean, this is just an incredible facility. I have not experienced a facility like this anywhere in America, and a place where people, and a space where people can come and learn and grow and engage in personal growth and development and sit at the feet of masters. And wow, what an experience. I love you for that.
Well, thank you for being here. You know, George, I've read your book, Success in Our Race, Click, a lot of things you've done over the years. I mean, you have been an incredible mentor to so many people. For those of you who don't know who George Fraser is, tell me a bit about George. Where George come from? What is George about?
Yeah, well, George really is about helping people understand the power and importance of the relationships in their lives, the power and importance of networking, especially if you're in business, because business is about relationships. Without relationships, you have no business. Without relationships, you have no business being in business. In fact, the business we're all really in, Barry, is in the business of building relationships. So I have invested my life in writing books and speaking and putting on conferences, teleseminars and webinars and workshops and all kinds of special programs to help people understand that relationships is the key to your success. Most people think it's education.
Right.
I'm not poo-pooing education. Don't get it twisted, brothers and sisters out there. Education is profoundly important, but it is not enough. So you have to spend a significant part of your life, once you've properly educated yourself to get yourself off the ground, now you have to spend a significant portion of your life working on cultivating, nurturing, and building relationships at work, at home, and in the community. And that's what George Fraser is all about. That is my anointment. That is why God has put me here. How do I know that? Because that's the thing that I'm most excited about. I've been talking about it for 30 years, and every time I talk about it, Barry, I get excited about it.
I know.
So I know that that's what God wanted me to do.
And I think about it, George. Think about it for a second. In the 30 years you talked about this, when would you say in your life, where maybe just one relationship clicked or something happened when you go, you know what, George, it's important I maintain these relationships over the course of time. And what happened? Or maybe somebody came back into your life. They brought something of importance to you. When did it click for you?
Oh, wow. Great question, Barry. It clicked for me when I was working in a job. And what I noticed in the jobs that I was working in, really beginning with the food store that I worked in Brooklyn, New York, right to the executive positions I had with Procter & Gamble, United Way, and Ford Motor Company, I began to notice that in spite of my modest education, that I was continually being promoted. I was continually being pushed with new responsibility, with new people, and I didn't even think I was ready. Others understood that about me. And I noticed, well, why is this happening? I mean, I don't have an MBA from Harvard. Why is it happening? And then finally had a person tell me in my life, at a very young phase and stage in my life, you know, George, you have really good people skills. People, for some reason, really like you. Right. And they really want to be a part of you, and they really want to be around you. And so what is it? How did you develop this? And I said, well, it must be a natural kind of thing. but it isn't. It's obviously something that I learned, something that I began modeling, that I saw at an early age that planted deeply in my mind. And I can trace it back to my father, who was a cab driver. My father was a cab driver in Brooklyn, New York, but he had tremendous interpersonal people skills. Everybody on my street on Putnam Avenue loved Walter Fraser because he always had something nice and kind to say to them. He always found humor in everything that he did, and people just liked him. And I just watched Dad. I didn't say anything. I didn't say, "Oh, Dad, could you teach me how to do that?" But I just watched how people responded to him, and then aspired for people to respond to me in the same way. So what did I do? I picked up his traits.
Wow. I think it's so important that people understand the importance of relationship. And, one thing I built my business on relationships, and I built my entire business building networks, connecting and building businesses and working with different people of all walks of life. And one of the things that really profound me about your work, you've done a lot of work with people of color. Mm-hmm. What has inspired you to do that?
Well, I am African American. Although people say, George, you look, light, bright, and almost white, with, in quote, good hair. But I is black, okay? and being a person of color, I believe that we have a moral and spiritual responsibility to give back, to support, and to help our people first. I think that just makes sense, okay? And so that's really what inspired me. And then, of course, I'm from a large family, 8 boys and 3 girls, and the unusual thing about my family, I'm sort of the black sheep of the family, and I'm the lightest one in the family. All of my other brothers and sisters are very mocha and dark-skinned, right? But so what I'm saying to you is I grew up with a real sense of self, a real sense of my Africanness, my blackness, my Negrotude, because when I was growing up in the 40s and 50s, it was Negroes. In fact, if you called somebody black back in the day, you were in for a fight, right? Wow. So I went through all the transitions, Negro, black, African American, Afro American, and so forth. So that is what inspired me to service my people, and in service of my people, I really service our country. Mm-hmm. Because the stronger we make black people, the stronger we make America.
Yeah, I think some of the things that I face, in terms of being an American black business owner, sometimes that we don't support our own businesses. Right. We don't recycle those dollars; we recycle them out. And I think the work that you do is strictly profound. I think it's amazing the people you connect with in terms of being able to connect celebrities with regular people. I think you did it on a town hall level too. Tell us, you have a networking conference that you guys do. You've done it for 11 years. You've got people from all over the globe to this conference. How did they come about, and tell me a little bit about the conference? The
conference is called the Power Networking Conference. It's the 11th annual Power Networking Conference. It will be in Dallas, Texas. We were in Atlanta for 6 years, where thousands of top black professionals, business owners, and community leaders come together to learn the art and science of networking and building relationships, to learn the art and science of building wealth and transferring that wealth to future generations. And then we learn the art and science of starting, building, and building businesses and creating work and jobs for our people. In fact, a lot of people in the multi-level marketing world come to our conference because it really is all about connecting and networking and so forth. So it's in Dallas, Texas. It's June 28th through the 30th. And we want to invite everybody listening to this particular broadcast, to come to Dallas, because we're going to do something special in Dallas this year, something we've never done. We're going to have a pre-conference, and then we're going to do something that we did 2 years ago. We're going to have an award ceremony. We award women one year and men the next year. All right. Last year we awarded 4 phenomenal black women. Wow. Okay. And now this year we're going to select 4 black men in America to be honored. One of them is Tom Joyner, and the other person you may know, Barry Donaldson. It is Barry Donaldson, and we call this award Black, Cool, and Brilliant. And you are certainly black, cool, and brilliant. And this training center is evidence of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm excited when you announced that one of the conference calls we did. I actually, after the call, I even came to tears because I've won a lot of awards in my industry, and one thing that has been tough for me in terms of being able to continue to grow my business is continue to get support from my own people who I've actually helped become successful.
That's right.
And so to get recognized in that manner, to get recognized among people like Tom Joyner, and some of the people that you recognize in terms of changing communities meant so much to me. And so I am just deeply honored to be there. I'm deeply honored to know you, and I'm excited about being at the conference and networking and meeting people there at the conference, and to continue to be a part of whatever I can do to change the culture, just not only of African American people, but people in general.
That's right.
You know, so if someone wanted to get to know George and I'm sure you do coaching and training and traveling, how do they get to know you? Where would they find George Fraser?
Well, they can find information about the Power Networking Conference on powernetworkingconference.com.
Okay.
So if you want to learn all about that, go there. If you want to get some coaching, if you want to go take a deeper dive into the things that I've learned and the experiences that I have and the successes that I have achieved in my life, I have a program called The Inner Circle. And so just go to Fraser Net Inner Circle, Fraser Net Inner Circle, FraserNetInnerCircle.com. That will tell you all about the special kind of mentoring and coaching and consulting that I do to help you take your dreams and your aspirations to where you want it to be faster. That's the key, because people, we all have dreams, and we are working on our dreams, but a lot of times people are not getting there as quickly as they would like to get there.
Right.
And that's because most people really need to understand that you need help.
Right.
That you need to sit at the feet of the masters, you need mentors, you need to get advice and counsel, you need to get support. That, as I say it all the time, Jesus, look what he did with just 12 disciples and one turned on him.
Right.
So we all need help. The best people in the world have coaches.
Yes.
Right? No question about that.
Yes. So FraserInnerCircle.com.
That's right. FraserNet in the circle.
FRASER.
SERNET.com.
FRASERNET InnerCircle.com. FraserNetInnerCircle.com. And George, you have books, tapes, CDs people can buy?
Books, tapes, CDs, you can go to FraserNet.com.
Okay.
Or you can just email me, brothers and sisters, at gfraser@FraserNet.com. gfraser@FraserNet.com. You can email me your interest in any of the things that we just talked about, and I will get back with you, because I return all my emails and I return all my calls.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get connected to people all over the globe, if you want to get connected with people who can change your life, George Fraser is one of those people. You have got to go to his website, FraserNetInnerCircle.com, PowerNetworking.com. You can email him one more time, George. Email him where?
gfraser@FraserNet.com, FRASERNET.com.
Email him at gfraser@FraserNet.com. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss this opportunity, because this guy knows how to connect the dots and put you in the midst of people that can change your life. Well, this is another edition of Success Talk. I'm Barry Donaldson. Thank you for listening. Until next time, reach for the stars. I'll see you at the bank. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.